Hi guys, thanks for watching. I'm here with my 12-month or 1-year postpartum update, and I'm going to kind of recap some of the things that I may have said or talked about in some previous postpartum updates, but that's just really kind of for reference to kind of go back over the whole course of the year mainly. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with weight. Now, I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about this because it's something that I previously was not necessarily comfortable with, but I'm going to just do it. Okay, so my pre-pregnancy weight was 205, so I started off as quite a big girl, and then my final month pregnancy weight was 238, so I was pretty good. I didn't gain a huge amount of weight, but I definitely gained, a good healthy weight. And I am currently, as of last month, $183. Wow, okay, 183 pounds. Oh, I haven't weighed myself before that since the 6-week checkup, and I can't remember what it was. I'm gonna guess it was like 220 or maybe 225 or something like that. So I definitely lost the majority of my weight. I noticed at around 8 or maybe 9 months postpartum. I definitely had been losing weight kind of slowly, but it really dropped dramatically, and I'm not quite sure why. I haven't really done anything too different. Maybe I have been eating a little healthier now that Amir's eating solid foods. I'm trying to make more balanced foods, but I haven't been working out. I haven't been doing things to try to lose weight, and I think I kind of contributed to being a lot busier now that he can walk, and when he was able to, crawling and moving, I'm a lot more active, catching him and going after him and playing with him. And also, breastfeeding definitely has helped me lose weight. I know that that's definitely a contributing factor. But yeah, I still am very flabby. And actually, I'm more flabby than I was pre-pregnancy, which, is to be expected, even though I weighed more at that time. I just, have extra skin on my stomach, and I'm definitely just more flabby all around. I really would like to tone up. I'm pretty happy that I've lost, the weight that I have, and I would like to continue to lose, maybe around 20 pounds more, but I feel pretty comfortable with the way that I am. I would, however, I still think I'm in the pre-obese or the obese category, so I'd like to get down to the healthier category, but I'm not by no means looking to be, skinny mini. Is just not how my body is, and I think it doesn't suit me. I don't know, maybe. It's just, yeah, it's just, oh, no, I'm here. No, baby. He's trying to grab the iPad. Say hi! Hi! Kitty bear? You just want to get down and get it, don't you? We'll see how long he sits up here with me. Yeah, so the weight thing is a good thing that I have lost weight. Definitely noticed sagginess and little flabbiness in places where I was a little toned before, like my butt is definitely a lot more saggy than I prefer. So I want to do some toning up and get that at least back to where it was. I'm not happy with that, but I will do I will stand up and I'm not going to lift up my shirt. I never did that before, and I still don't feel comfortable doing that myself, but I will show you, kind of my form fitted. I should have wore something else, but you'll be able to see, I think. And this little bugger. So speaking of that, this is part of that hair that is growing back now from, some of it's probably, from bangs and stuff. But as you can see, I'm still growing back my postpartum hair loss. That started around 3 months, I want to say, 2.5, 3 months. And, it definitely has been kind of a burden growing back because the little spiky pieces are all thick and they're just hanging out everywhere. It's gotten better because before it was just sticking straight up like that. Yeah, really annoying. But it is growing back, and I'm very grateful that it's growing back because I really had some major balding spots here, and it was not too cute. So another thing that I want to talk about, I think I mentioned a little bit before, maybe at my 6-week postpartum, or maybe it was 9. I don't know, but I did mention it, I think. So I did have a tear, which was sewed up, and, you know, from the birth. And it definitely left some extra skin in that area. And my doctor told me that that should kind of shrink down, the extra skin. I don't know how that would shrink down, but that's what she told me. And it hasn't. So I'm kind of something I'm not really comfortable with, but, you know, it's just, it is what it is. And I would, you know, if I do have, when I do have another baby, hopefully, you know, if they do have to sew me up again, maybe they can like tuck it in or something. It sounds so horrible, but I don't know. I don't really like that part of my body, the way that it is right now, but what can you do? It was worth it, but yeah, it's not at all how that it was before. No. Moving on, because I'm not comfortable quite yet talking about that openly, but I just thought I would mention it because that is the reality of things down there do change, and that's something that I don't like at all at this point. So what else? Okay, so I am still nursing. I've been nursing for over a year. I made it to that point. I'm actually really proud of myself, and I continue to nurse, and I'm going to continue to nurse really. At some point I will probably end nursing at, you know, the 1 year mark, but I really have no plans to say in 6 weeks or 6 months or whatever. You know, as long as it's healthy, he's healthy, and he can get that kind of extra nutrients, I'm happy to do it. He typically nurses about 3 times a day, 2 to 3 times a day. I kind of plan on maybe bringing that down to like 2 times a day at, you know, at the most, maybe once at night and once during the day, which he is doing, but he's also doing kind of like a midday thing too. And we actually have been nursing a little bit more than that lately, because when he was sick, the week of his birthday, he got really sick, and the only thing he wanted to do was nurse. He didn't want anything else, food or water or nothing. And he kind of nursed a lot, so my milk supply came back a lot stronger, or a lot more, kind of like as if he was like maybe 4 or 5 months old. Like I can kind of compare it to that, the amount that he was nursing and the amount of milk that I was producing, but it's kind of going back down, steadying out now again, but definitely I've noticed a little bit more milk than I previously had pre-sickness. Yeah, so that's what's going on with that. I've also noticed I have changed cup sizes. I don't really know exactly what my cup size is, but previously I was like a 38D, and now I think I'm more like a 36C. I haven't bought any new bras because I was still nursing and I just didn't see the point, but I definitely am going to needing to do that once I'm done with that, because they fit poorly. I definitely have some gaping and stuff like that. So as far as our baby number 2, I definitely want to have more children. I would love to have three. I would love to have 3 more, I guess. I'd love to have 4 children, but I just don't know how realistic that is financially for us. But we'll see. And only time will tell, and it's not always up to us, believe it or not. But we definitely want to have 1 more for sure. And I think that we maybe will try to conceive when Amir's 2, or right before he turns 2. I am kind of getting that fever, like I want to do it earlier. I want to have another baby earlier, but I just know that it's probably best for us to wait a little bit longer, and anyways I'm still nursing, and you know, we're moving, and I just want things to like settle down a little bit, and before we really think about that. And I want to also enjoy every moment that I can with Amir, and of course I would enjoy time with him if we have another baby, but I really want him to get, you know, that individualized attention, and I want him to have his, like, you know, shining moment. Not that he won't ever, but you know what I'm saying. Like, right now it is all about Amir, and, you know, it make me sad, especially if we only had 2 children, you know, like, all my babies will be growing up, like, you know, so close to each other, which, I mean, that sounds bad, it's not how I mean it. I want them to be close to each other, but I want also to kind of live that, ride that wave a little longer. Like, I don't want my babies to all grow up at the same time, you know. I want them to be a little bit spaced out. I know that I'm gonna want more children at that point, but whatever. I'm not stating things how I want to phrase them. It sounds bad, but I think you get what I'm saying. Whatever. So we'll see. Definitely hoping to try around 2, or maybe before, a little bit before 2, but and it'll also be nice to kind of have my body back a little bit, you know, maybe some time before I stop nursing and then jump into a pregnancy, you know, just have a little bit of normalcy with my body if that ever can happen, but you know, it's not the end of the world if that doesn't happen. So as far as, you know, like hormonal things, I really kind of went through this period right after I had a mirror. Well, I had that day where I freaked out, but after I had a mirror after that, like, you know, that whole summer, even into like a little bit of the fall, I just had this really blissful period, this like new mommy period, everything. You know, it was hard in some ways, but it was just very like, I was just in such a wonderful state, and I still am in a good state, but not like then. It was just like me in a mirror, and you know, our family, and just like time together. I can't explain it to you, but it was a blissful way that I thought about things, that, you know, that when I look back on it, that's what I think about, my blissful period. And then, you know, definitely I felt like I kind of hit reality, like, okay, this is, I mean, it's not that I never thought that it was going to be a lot of work, but it was kind of like, okay, this is, that blissful period is over, and now it kind of is getting a little bit harder. You know, reality kind of smacked me a little bit in the face. Maybe around 6 or 7 months, it kind of started doing that, and then I really felt it like around 9 or 10 months. It just became a little bit harder. The sleep thing went out of whack, and if that sleep thing goes out of whack and crazy, and his schedule was all off, and I was trying to sleep train and he wasn't ready to sleep train, and I wasn't ready to do it myself, and I put a lot of pressure on myself, and it was just kind of a harder period for me. But I definitely feel like I'm kind of pulling in the reins a little bit more. I'm kind of understanding now, and now that I'm out of this like blissful period where I think everything's wonderful, and it is, everything is wonderful, but you know, not everything, I guess, but things are wonderful and I am happy. But it was just a certain period of time that I think has to do with my hormones that I had during the summer, which I'm very grateful for because I think I really needed it. That's what I needed to get through. But for me, the newborn period was not as difficult as I had expected it to be. But now we're getting into toddler years, so this will be interesting. Amir is on the go, crazy, wild child, but I just love him. It's so much fun to, you know, be able to run around with her, or you know, we hold hands and run around with him and dance with him, and you know, he's not saying any words, but he's definitely trying to get his voice out there, and he's gagaing and talking, baby talking. It's definitely a lot of fun to play with now. I know this is a postpartum update, now I'm getting into Amir's updates. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know what else to talk about, but I think, you know, that's pretty much it. I'm happy with my life. There's things that I'm not happy with about my body, but you know, in all, I think I've recovered pretty well from this pregnancy and breastfeeding and all of that, and yeah, well, hopefully the next one will be as kind to me as well. So I'm going to go ahead and show my body, and that'll be the end of the video. Don't mind me, I've got boxes and things are kind of a mess because we are moving. Oh, I should have worn something that would be more appropriate. But you can see here, you know, the extra pooch and the skin and my flat butt now. Oh, Amir! Sorry guys, Amir grabbed the camera. So